Hello everyone, welcome to MVP Vishwakosha. Today we are discussing 11th September 2025 current affairs. In that first point, that is about recent PM visit to Himachal Pradesh and Punjab, okay, to following that floods and all. So in that flood hit area. So in that, what are the main fact that disaster in Himachal Pradesh and Punjab, right, due to heavy monsoon rain and cloudburst, flash floods and landslides have been caused several severe damage in Himachal Pradesh and Punjab. So especially in Himachal Pradesh, notable districts it Mandi, Kulu, Chamba. Almost total losses are large that 6,344 houses damaged, and also many roads, transformers, water supply scheme disrupted, and also some death that approximately in Himachal Pradesh 370 people. Okay. And also in Punjab, one of its worst flood in decades since 1988. Rivers like Sutlej, Beas, Ravi, and overflowing widespread inundation. Many villages, large farmland damaged, around 51 deaths in Punjab. So in this, for that, in that government response, that PM visit, okay, the Prime Minister visited both the states, Himachal Pradesh and Punjab, so to conduct aerial survey and review relief rehabilitation. So, and also financial assistance announced 1,500 crore for Himachal Pradesh and 1,600 crore for Punjab. And also it's rupees 2 lakh for next in decades to rupees that is 5,000 for seriously injured. Okay, 2 lakh for that all that death and also some other relief measures, rebuilding infrastructure, that is roads, schools, national highways, and also home reconstruction under PM Awas Yojana Gramin, and also support to farmers, livelihood restoration, also advance release of disaster response fund. And also in this perspective, it is very important that some state leaders, Punjab government parties are saying that announced relief is insufficient and compared to the scale damage. So all that, and also you should know about question that delayed clarity about that aid and where SDRF and other relief funds are being properly used. And also you should know about that issues of illegal mining, that weakening the embankments, and also lack of maintenance of floods control infrastructure have been flagged. Okay, so all that in the perspective that disaster management, climate change, and environmental degradation, center-state relation, federalism, all that perspective very important. Next point, that is about a visit of Mauritius Prime Minister to India. Okay, that is PM Naveen Chandra Ramgulam. Okay, so in that Mauritius PM Minister Naveen Chandra Ramgulam visit on a 3-day state visit to India. Okay, with major engagement in Varanasi, Kashi, and also the visit builds on an enhanced strategic partnership that is established between India and Mauritius in March 2025. So in that, some of the key outcome, that announcement that you should know about that Chagos Iceland, that Chagos agreement, that India uploads the conclusion of Chagos agreement with the restore sovereignty of the Chagos archipelago to Mauritius, and also India that will reaffirm its support for decolonization and for Mauritius full sovereignty. And also in trade in local currency, that India and Mauritius will work towards enabling bilateral trade in their local currency, and also this will help, it will reduce the dependency on third-party currency like that dollar and all. So in this perspective, economic investment and development package, that India announces a special economic package for Mauritius and to support infrastructure development, employment generation, enhancing healthcare facility, and also science and education and capacity building. Also some of the MOUs, agreements, and health and digital infrastructure and payment system also. Also in maritime and security cooperation, all that perspective in this foreign policy, neighborhood first and Mahasagar, all that decolonization and international law, trade and financial diplomacy, and soft power, cultural diplomacy, and capacity building, infrastructure, health, all that perspective it is very important. Next is Swachh Vayu Sarvekshan 2025, Swachh Vayu Sarvekshan Award, that is by Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. So it is an annual survey, okay, that ranking of Indian cities under National Clean Air Program. So conducted by Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, and also some of the objective to promote competition among cities to take faster, more effective action to improve air quality includes identify and rewarding best performing cities. Okay. So in coverage that 2025, 130 cities are assessed. So categorize that three categories mainly, that category 1, 2, 3. So okay. So depending upon the population, that over 10 lakh, that is a million plus population, that is category 1 city. And category 2 is 3 to 10 lakh population. Category 3 is under 3 lakh population. So some of the parameters the survey evaluate cities based on multiple criteria, including road dust mitigation, solid waste management, vehicular industrial emission control, construction and demolition, and also waste handling, public awareness, trends in particular matters. Okay, especially PM10 among others. Okay, and also process is that cities, urban, local bodies submit data via the Prana portal. Okay, and NCAP, and also including action taken, monitoring, documentation, and all that monitoring evaluation by the Central Pollution Control Board, and also rewards, that cash prize, trophies, certificates, also recognition as a national clean air city. So all that very important reference. Okay, so all that category 1, or that is cities with over 10 lakh population, that first Indore, and second Jabalpur, and joined third by Agra and Surat. Okay, and category 3, 3 to 10 lakh, first is Amaravati and second is Jhansi. Okay, and third is Alwar. Category 3 is less than 3 lakh, that is Devas. Okay, second is Paranam in Himachal Pradesh, third is Angul, Odisha. Okay, all that you should know about, that is PM10 reductions, and also among large cities, all that, and also new initiatives, all that I announced, and that's very important. This is that governance and accountability, all the implications, innovation and best practice, public awareness, resource mobilization, and also all that constitute that national clean air programs. Okay, its objective, all that Swachh Vayu Sarvekshan survey is very important. Next is about Nepal's political crisis. Okay, already discussed, right? And also some of PM Modi's statement. Okay, so in that, unrest began in Nepal over the government decision to ban many social media platforms, especially Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, right? So youth, widely called Gen Z, protest erupted. Okay, and also the protest led out to violence, clashes with police, security force, and all. And government resigns. That social media ban lifted. That Prime Minister KP Sharma only resigned. Right, social media was lifted and protest intensified. So now the army steps in taking charge, following that PM resignation and escalating law and order breakdown. The Nepal's army announced it would take the charge of security operation from that 10 p.m. on that 9th September. So the army patrols in Kathmandu imposed curfews, protected import government buildings, and also intervened to restore order. So and in that interim and transitional, that leader under that is protesters, then nominated Shushila Karki, former Chief Justice of Nepal, as the candidate to lead the transitional interim government. And also talks are underway between the protest representatives and army leaderships and President Ramchandra Podela to formalize the interim setup. Okay. The role of constitution and political wide in this Nepal 2015 constitution requires that a new prime minister be appointed from a party with majority in parliament, or someone who can show majority and must win a confidence vote. Okay. And also for this, that some to PM Modi's response. So Indian Prime Minister Modi described the violence in Nepal as heart-rending. Also expressed anguish for loss of young lives. And so also he said stability, peace, and prosperity of Nepal are utmost important to us. Made an appeal in all Nepal brothers and sisters. So also in his return to from visit to that flood hit Himachal Pradesh and Punjab. Also he India that he's closely monitoring all that development in that. Okay, so that is about recent Nepal issue and all. Next point, that is about recent massive protest in France. Okay, so that France saw a large-scale nationwide protest under the slogan "Block everything." That is, protests blocked roads, burned all that barricade, trash, bins, and disrupted transport in cities like Paris, Lyon, all that. And also protest opposed that proposed budget cuts by the government, and also including cuts to public service, removal of holidays, freezing of pensions, and also political instability. That protest coincided with the appointment of Sebastian uh, Lecornu as the prime minister, and also previous prime minister Francis Bayrou lost no confidence vote, right? So all that that Lecornu is known as the Macron ally. Okay, so that's why issue, and also government deployed around 80,000 security personnel nationwide to respond a large number of arrests. Okay, in Paris and other cities. So all that in that political instability and leadership crisis, widening the discontent about, and also economic pressure and cost of living. Okay, all that exam perspective, that the name of protest movement is important, that block everything, or in the exam they may ask recent protest that block everything, that protest movement is from where, all that. Okay, also new prime minister, all that is significance, all that is very important. Next point, that is about recent that Israeli airstrike in Qatar. Okay, so in that what happened, that Israel carried out an airstrike in Doha, right, Qatar, targeting Hamas political leadership. And so the strike occurred while Hamas negotiators were meeting in Doha to consider a US-backed proposal for a ceasefire and prisoner swap. So for that, some casualty, 5 lower-level Hamas members were killed, including the son of senior Hamas leader Khalil al-Haya and 3 bodyguards and head of all as office. Also in Qatari security officers killed. Okay. So missile or airstrike reportedly struck a residential area in Doha, and some civilian infrastructures and diplomatic buildings are nearby. So some of the statement by Israel, including Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, took responsibility for the strike. The justification given that targeted Hamas leaders were terrorists, their meeting was seen as a threat. And also Qatar's position. Qatar condemned the strike, reckless criminal attack, a violation of its sovereignty and international law. It also emphasized that the meeting was a part of mediation effort that which Qatar has been involved, right, in this US, Egypt, etc. In this, some of the international reaction, United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres called this as a flagrant violation of Qatar's sovereignty and international law. All that Arab and Gulf states, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Jordan, Kuwait strongly condemned the strike, and others also. Iran described it as a gross violation across Muslim countries' voice of condemnation, and some Western states also expressed a concern. So some of the impact, right, in this strike is seen as a jeopardizing ceasefire, prisoner swap negotiation. So all that exam perspective, that Israel strike in Doha, all that sovereignty and international law, all that diplomatic mediation, military action, all that perspective is very important. Next point, that is recent phone call between PM Modi and Italian Prime Minister Giorgio Meloni. So in that, what happened, that Prime Minister Narendra Modi spoke by phone with Italian Prime Minister, that Giorgio Meloni. So they reaffirmed the strong bilateral relation between the India and Italy under the India-Italy strategic partnership, and also India-European Union free trade agreement. And Modi thanked Italy for its support and is pushing that India-European Union free trade negotiations and also connectivity through that India-Middle East economic corridor initiative, and also Ukraine conflict. Both leaders expressed interest in bringing about an early, just and lasting peace, and also other strategic areas, investment, defense, security, space, science and technology, education, people-to-people ties, counter-terrorism are also the part of their engagement under the broader strategic action plan, that is 2025-29. And also Italy is particularly proactive in its support for conducting beneficial India-European Union trade deal as per Indian official statement. Okay, so all that you should know about India-European Union free trade negotiations. Okay, India Middle East Europe economic corridor. Okay, and so India's strategic partnership, global diplomacy, India-Italy are strengthening ties. Okay, trade diplomacy, economic growth, all that perspective. Recent talk between India and Italy is very important. Next is Govindballabhpant birth anniversary. So that is Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath paid tribute to it's Pandit Govindballabhpant on his 138th birth anniversary. Tribute was made at Gorakhnath Temple premise in Gorakhpur. And also Yogi emphasized Pant's role in freedom struggle and all. Okay, Chief Minister Uttar Pradesh later. Actually, he serves as the first Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh. Okay, at this time it is called as United Province, and later contributing the Indian Home Minister's contribution as. Also, the CM highlighted the Pant's effort for laying administrative foundation of Uttar Pradesh in the challenging early years after India's independence, and also he is remembered Pant's role in promoting Hindi Rajya Sabha's policy and national unity. And about Govindballabhpant is he is born on 10th September 1887 in Alamara, northwestern province in British India. Freedom fighter, active in India politics during colonial times. After independence, he was the first Chief Minister of United Province, that is later Uttar Pradesh, right? So held that post from 1946 to early 1950s, and later served as Indian Home Minister 1955 to 1961 under the Prime Minister of Jawaharlal Nehru. And key contribution include working on the reorganization of states, strengthening administrative system, and promoting Hindi as official language. Okay, and he was also awarded Bharat Ratna in 1957. Okay, important personality. Okay, important national building, administrative foundation, language policy, identity, the politics, role and state subnational leadership, freedom movement to governance transition, all that perspective. Govindballabhpant anniversary is very important. Next point, that is that is Poland, that drone or airspace violation. So in that, multiple Russian drones violated Polish airspace, some entering via Belarus amid a large-scale Russian drone and missile attack on Western Ukraine. So Poland, a member of NATO and European Union, shot down several of the drone using its own fighter jets. Okay, F-16 years with support from NATO allies, including Dutch F-35s, Italian AWACS, etc. So at least 19 drones were involved, of which at least 8 were definitely shot down. One drone crashed into a house in the eastern Polish village, okay, damaging the roof. And also Poland, could NATO Article 4, okay, requesting consultation with other member states for the incursion. Russia has denied that its forces intentionally targeted Poland, calling claims unsubstantiated, saying drones may have strayed or gotten misdirected. Okay, this marks the first known incident where NATO country has shot down Russian drones in its airspace in context of the Ukraine war. And you should know about that NATO Article 4. Okay, NATO, all that member country also do know. And also airspace violation, drone warfare, unmanned aerial vehicles, hybrid warfare escalations. Okay, escalation risk of NATO's credibility, sovereignty and international law, strategic signaling by Russia, and collective security and defense posture. Okay, and role of Belarus and precedence of air defense doctrine. Okay, all that perspective, exam perspective, very important. Next is that is a recent UNICEF related report, that is 2024-25 report that on child nutrition. Okay, so in that disruptions to nutrition service, UNICEF warns that at least 14 million children are expected to face disruptions in critical nutrition service in 2025 due to reduction in donor funding, and also these disruption threatens life-saving programs that address severe acute malnutrition, especially in fragile and conflict-affected contexts. Okay, among effects, over 2.4 million children suffering from severe acute malnutrition may not get ready to use therapeutic food. Okay, up to 2,300 stabilization centers and nearly 20,000 outpatient therapeutic centers are at risk. Okay, and also acute food insecurity and malnutrition rising. That global report on food crisis, over 295 million people across 53 countries faced acute hunger in 2024. Okay, and also in some progress but gaps versus target, you should know about from the joint child malnutrition estimates. Okay, also prevalence in stunning has reduced from around 180 million in 2012 to 150.2 million in 2024 globally. So all that report is and the nutrition program, which that UNICEF's 2024 nutritional goal reports. Okay, all that for 441.1 million children and caregivers across 89 countries reached with the service to prevent malnutrition in early childhood, and also exceeding the 2024 target. Okay, so all that perspective, that funding gaps, challenging and double burden of malnutrition, data gaps, nutrition during early life, and maternal nutrition, all that perspective very important. That stunning, wasting, severe acute malnutrition, all that exam perspective, all that integration of nutrition health system, nutrition of emergence, so all that is very important. Okay, that is about the child nutrition report 2025 by UNICEF. Okay, that's about 11th September 2025 current affairs. Thank you. Support me for further videos so that I can analyze all the topics required for UPSC and all competitive exams. Thank you.